Hello, Chris Green here with the Flood Insurance Guru. Today we're starting a series called The 4 Pillars of Flood Insurance. You know, and how they each relate to it. We're going to be talking about preparedness, response, recovery, and mitigation. How each one of these directly relates to flood insurance and how it can impact flood insurance premiums. It can impact your process and the claims process. So we're going to talk about those. The first thing we're going to talk about today is going to be preparedness. You know, when everybody thinks about preparedness, they think about preparing your property, you know, moving runoffs and all these things. But actually, one of the most important things that people forget about when it comes to preparedness is actually preparing their flood insurance policy the right way, or simply putting the flood insurance policy in place, which should be one of the first steps of preparedness. So let's talk a little bit about that today when it comes to preparedness. You know, what should you be prepared for on a flood insurance policy? Well, there's a few things you want to first of all make sure you understand. You want to understand what exactly your building is covered for. You know, if a loss occurs, is it going to be covered up to that amount, or are they going to short you 60, 70%? So that way you can be prepared. The next thing is you want to know how much contents coverage you have, if you have contents coverage. Do you have replacement costs on your contents? The third thing is if you have a home that is below grade, like you have a basement, what's going to be covered in that basement? What's not going to be covered? If your house is destroyed by a flood or has to be repaired, do you have temporary living expenses? If you don't, do you have a plan in place to help with these temporary living expenses, like living with a family member or an emergency fund to help with these things like that? You know, what is your deductible? Do you have an emergency fund with that deductible in there? These are all things you want to understand in the preparedness process when it comes to flood insurance. So if you've got questions about these things on a flood insurance policy and understanding these to make sure that you're prepared for a flood loss, please reach out to us. floodinsuranceguru.com. Go to our YouTube and our Facebook channels, The Flood Insurance Guru, where we do our daily flood education videos. You can also give us a call, 205-451-4294. Remember, we have a background in flood mitigation, so we're here to help you understand your flood risk, like this one right here behind me, your flood insurance, and mitigating your property long term. Thank you.